Have you ever felt like a stranger in your own life? Like your thoughts are a heavy weight that sets you apart, making you feel alone even when you're surrounded by people? There's a pain in being different, in seeing the world too clearly, in feeling too deeply. Nietzsche understood this loneliness. He knew what it was like to be the outsider, the thinker who sees beyond the surface. This isn't about being better than anyone else. This is about the heart-crushing experience of understanding too much, of feeling the world so intensely that it hurts. Picture those moments when you're in a room full of people but you feel completely isolated. Everyone is laughing, talking, connecting. But you're drowning in the depths of your own mind. You see the hidden stories behind their smiles. You feel the unspoken tensions. The small talk feels like a knife cutting through your soul. Because you know there's so much more beneath the surface. Dating becomes a minefield of emotional complexity. Other guys might play the game easily. The flirting, the surface-level conversations, the performative charm. But your heart aches for something real. When you look at a woman, you're not just seeing her. You're seeing her struggles, her fears, her unspoken dreams. And that intensity, it terrifies people. The pain of being an intelligent, feeling man is raw and deep. You're not cold. You're not distant. You're just tired of the games. Tired of pretending. Tired of a world that rewards shallow connections and punishes deep understanding. Nietzsche called this the struggle of the individual, the courage to be true to yourself, even when it means walking a lonely path. Every conversation is an emotional minefield. You want to connect, but your depth becomes a barrier. Your questions cut too deep. Your silence speaks volumes. Women often pull away not because they don't care, but because they're scared. Scared of being truly seen. Scared of a connection that demands complete honesty. There's a vulnerability in your intelligence that most people can't handle. You feel everything more intensely. The world isn't just a place. It's a complex web of human emotions, hidden motivations, unspoken truths. While others are content with surface-level happiness, you're diving into the depths of human experience. The loneliness can be crushing. You might wonder what's wrong with you. Why can't you just be like everyone else? Why do your thoughts feel like a burden? Why does your depth push people away when all you want is to connect? But here's the truth Nietzsche would want you to know. Your pain is not a weakness. It's your strength. Your ability to feel deeply, to understand beyond the obvious, is a gift. It's a fire that burns inside you, a light that refuses to be dimmed by social expectations. You're not broken. You're not too much. You're simply alive in a way most people are afraid to be. Your intelligence is not just about thinking. It's about feeling. It's about seeing the world with such clarity that it sometimes brings tears to your eyes. Every rejection, every misunderstanding, every moment of isolation is building something powerful within you. You're becoming a man who refuses to compromise his soul for temporary comfort. You're learning to love your depth, to embrace the pain of understanding. Nietzsche believed that the strongest men are those who can look into the abyss of human experience and not look away. That's you. You're the one who sees, who feels, who understands. And even when it hurts, especially when it hurts, you keep moving forward. This is your journey, a path of emotional intelligence, of raw honesty, of true connection. You might feel alone now, but you're not. You're becoming something rare in this world, a man who is fully, painfully, beautifully alive. Let's talk about what's really at stake when you choose to be different. When you decide to live with true intelligence and emotional depth, you're not just making a personal choice, you're risking everything. Nietzsche saw life as a battlefield where the most dangerous enemy is conformity. Every time you refuse to play by society's rules, you're putting something precious on the line. Your relationships, your social standing, your sense of belonging. But you're gaining something far more valuable, your true self. Imagine the cost of staying true to yourself. You'll lose friends who can't handle your depth. You'll watch relationships crumble because you refuse to wear a mask. Women might walk away, not because they don't care, but because your honesty is too intense, too real. You become a mirror that reflects truths most people are desperate to avoid. The stakes are emotional and deeply personal. When you choose authentic intelligence, you're choosing a path of continuous questioning. You'll challenge everything. Your beliefs, your desires, the very foundations of how you understand love and connection. This isn't just about being smart. This is about being brave enough to face the uncomfortable truths about yourself and the world. Think about the relationships most people accept. They're built on convenient lies, on surface-level agreements, on avoiding real vulnerability. But you want something deeper. You want to understand the raw, unfiltered truth of human connection. And that desire comes with a price. Nietzsche talked about the will to power, but not power over others. Power over yourself. The power to live authentically, even when it means walking alone. Every time you choose depth over comfort, you're rebelling against a world that wants you to be predictable, manageable, controlled. The emotional cost is real. You'll feel the loneliness, the confusion, the pain of being misunderstood. There will be nights when you question everything, moments when you wonder if it's easier to just give up, to become like everyone else, to stop thinking so deeply. But here's the brutal truth. If you don't stay true to yourself, you'll lose something. Far more important than social acceptance, you'll lose your soul. You'll become another hollow performance, another person living someone else's life. In relationships, this means rejecting the typical dating script. No more playing games. No more saying what you think the other person wants to hear. You'll demand real connection, true understanding. And yes, this will scare many people away. You'll be too much for some, not enough for others, but for the right person, someone who can match your depth, who can see beyond the surface, you'll be everything. The stakes are about more than just dating. They're about your entire approach to life. Every conversation becomes a chance for real connection. Every relationship becomes an opportunity for growth. You're not just looking for a partner. You're looking for a fellow traveler on the path of true understanding. Nietzsche believed that the strongest individuals are those who can create their own values, who can look at the world without flinching, who can embrace the pain of true understanding. That's you. You're choosing a path of continuous growth, of emotional intelligence, of raw, unfiltered living. Yes, it will be hard. Yes, you'll feel alone. Yes, you'll lose people who can't understand you. But you'll gain something far more precious. The ability to live authentically, to love deeply, to understand yourself and others in a way most people never will. This is your battle, your journey, your choice to be something more than just another face in the crowd. The stakes are high, but the reward? True freedom, true connection, the kind of life most people are too afraid to even imagine. Let's tear down the biggest lie society tells you about relationships and connection. The script you've been given, the one that tells you how to date, how to act, how to be a man, it's all a performance. And you can see right through it. Nietzsche would laugh at the social games most people play. He called it the herd mentality, where people follow unwritten rules without ever questioning why. Dating has become a carefully choreographed dance of expectations, masks, and half-truths. Most people are acting out roles they've been taught since childhood, never stopping to ask if these roles actually mean anything. Think about the typical dating advice. Be confident, but not too confident. Be vulnerable, but not too vulnerable. Show interest, but play hard to get. It's a maze of contradictions designed to keep people surface level, afraid of real connection. You're different. You see the strings being pulled, the performances being staged. When you enter a relationship, you're not interested in playing a part. You want to understand, really understand. While others are exchanging rehearsed lines and performing their idea of attraction, you're diving deep. You're asking the questions nobody wants to answer. Why do we date this way? What are we really seeking? The social expectations are suffocating. Men are told to be providers, protectors, performers. Women are told to be nurturing, agreeable, always available, but you're breaking those chains. You refuse to be reduced to a single role, a simple definition. Your intelligence is a weapon against these limiting expectations. Nietzsche believed that true freedom comes from creating your own values, from refusing to be controlled by societal norms. In the dating world, this means rejecting the entire performance. No more pretending, no more playing games, no more hiding your true self to make someone else comfortable. Look at modern dating. It's become a transaction. People treat each other like products to be consumed, rated, discarded. Swipe left, swipe right, collect matches like points in a game. But you see the human behind the profile. You understand that every interaction is a chance for real connection, not just another transaction. The social script tells you to chase, to prove yourself, to constantly perform masculinity. But you know better. You don't chase. You choose. You're not interested in winning someone over through tricks or manipulation. You want a connection that's real, deep, authentic. This makes you dangerous. Not because you're aggressive, but because you're honest. You challenge the entire system of dating, of relationships, of social interaction. Your very existence is a threat to those who are comfortable with shallow connections. Women have been taught to expect a certain type of man, the charming performer, the guy who knows all the right moves. But you offer something completely different. You offer true understanding. You offer a connection that goes beyond physical attraction or social status. The social expectations say you should be easy to read, easy to control, but you're complex. You're thoughtful. You're aware of the layers beneath every interaction. While others are playing their assigned roles, you're asking the questions that matter. Why are we here? What are we really seeking? Nietzsche would see you as a true individual, someone who refuses to be defined by societal expectations, someone who creates their own meaning, their own way of connecting. You're not just rejecting the social script, you're writing a new one. This journey is not easy. You'll be misunderstood. You'll be called difficult, cold, too intense. But these are just labels from people who are afraid of real connection, who are terrified of being truly seen. Your intelligence is not a barrier. It's a gift, a way of seeing the world that most people are too afraid to even imagine. You're not just challenging social expectations. You're showing a different way of being human, of loving, of connecting. This is your rebellion, your path, your choice to be something more than just another face in the crowd of predictable, performative relationships. And that, more than anything, is what makes you truly powerful, focusing on personal transformation. This is the moment of transformation, the painful, beautiful journey of becoming truly yourself. It's not a destination. It's a constant, challenging process of growth that will break you down and rebuild you stronger than ever. Nietzsche talked about something powerful, the idea of becoming who you are. But this isn't some simple self-help slogan. This is a brutal, honest path of self-discovery that will test everything you thought you knew about yourself. Let's be real. This transformation hurts. You'll lose parts of yourself you once thought were essential. Friendships will fall apart. Relationships will crumble. You'll look in the mirror and feel like a stranger. And that's exactly where your real strength begins. Imagine peeling back layers of yourself you've been taught to wear, the masks you've put on to fit in, the performances you've given to be liked. Each layer you remove feels like losing a piece of yourself. But what you're really doing is finding your true self. Your intelligence isn't just about thinking. It's about feeling deeply, about having the courage to look at yourself honestly without mercy. You'll start to see the ways you've been living a lie, the expectations you've accepted, the compromises you've made just to belong. Nietzsche believed that true growth comes from embracing pain, not running from it. Every moment of doubt, every feeling of isolation is actually building something powerful inside you. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. This transformation changes everything. How you love, how you work, how you exist in the world. You'll stop seeking validation from others and start finding strength within yourself. Your relationships will no longer be about winning or losing. They'll be about true connection. The world will try to push you back, to make you conform, to quiet your depth. But you're learning something powerful. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. Your intelligence is not something to be hidden. It's your greatest strength. You'll learn to set boundaries like never before. No more people-pleasing. No more shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You'll walk away from relationships that don't honor your depth. You'll choose silence over shallow conversation. You'll choose loneliness over fake connection. But here's the beautiful truth. This journey is not about becoming hard. It's about becoming whole. You're learning to love yourself in a way most people never will. To see yourself clearly with all your complexity, all your contradictions. Relationships will become something completely different. You're not looking for someone to complete you. You're looking for someone who challenges you, who sees you, who can match your depth. This means many people will fall away, and that's okay. Nietzsche would say you're creating yourself. Every choice, every moment of pain, every decision to stay true to yourself is an act of creation. You're not just living life, you're crafting it, moment by moment, choice by choice. The transformation is ongoing. There's no finish line. Some days you'll feel powerful. Some days you'll feel lost. But you're building something most people are too afraid to even attempt. A life of true authenticity. Your intelligence is not a burden. It's not something to be hidden. It's a light that will guide you through the darkest moments. You're becoming a man who doesn't just survive. You're becoming a man who truly lives. This is your path, your journey, your becoming. And it's beautiful, painful, incredible. You're not just changing. You're evolving into something the world has never seen before. A man who is fully, completely, unapologetically himself. Remember, the most dangerous man is not the one who is angry. It's the one who is calm, self-aware, and absolutely committed to living with total integrity. That's you. That's who you're becoming. Deeper existential insights. We've arrived at the heart of everything, the deepest truth that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. This is about more than just being intelligent. This is about understanding the very essence of what it means to be alive. Nietzsche once said that the most important thing is not what we know but how we live. And you? You're learning to live in a way most people are too afraid to even imagine. Look around. Most people are sleepwalking through life. They follow scripts. They live by other people's expectations. They fill their days with noise to avoid hearing their own thoughts. But you're awake. Painfully, beautifully awake. This awakening is not a gift. It's a responsibility. You see the world differently. You feel its complexity in a way that cuts deep. Every interaction becomes a chance to understand something profound. Every moment is an opportunity for growth. Your intelligence is not about having all the answers. It's about being brave enough to sit with the questions, to look at the world without flinching, to understand that true wisdom comes from accepting how little we actually know. Nietzsche talked about the concept of eternal recurrence, the idea that you should live your life in such a way that you'd be willing to live it exactly the same way, over and over again. That's your challenge. Are you living a life so authentic, so true to yourself that you'd be willing to repeat it endlessly? This is about more than just personal success. It's about creating meaning in a world that often feels meaningless. While others are chasing external validation, you're building something internal, something unshakable. Your depth becomes a form of rebellion. In a world of shallow connections, you choose depth. In a culture of constant distraction, you choose reflection. In a society that rewards performance, you choose authenticity. Relationships become something completely different for you. You're not looking for someone to complete you. You're looking for a fellow traveler, someone who understands that love is not about possession, but about mutual growth. Someone who can meet you in the depths of your being, the pain you feel, the isolation, the misunderstanding. It's not a weakness. It's a sign that you're alive, that you're feeling deeply, that you refuse to numb yourself to the complexity of human experience. Nietzsche believed that the strongest individuals are those who can create their own values, who can look at the world without flinching, who can embrace the pain of true understanding. That's you. You're not just living. You're creating yourself with every breath. Most people are terrified of being truly seen. They wear masks. They play roles. They hide their true selves behind layers of performance. But you're learning to stand naked in your truth, to be vulnerable, to be real. This doesn't mean you'll be perfect. You'll still struggle. You'll still have moments of doubt. But you'll have something most people never find, a sense of inner peace that comes from being true to yourself. Your intelligence is a light. It illuminates the darkness. It shows the way forward, not just for you, but for those brave enough to look beyond the surface. You become a mirror for others, a reflection of what's possible when someone chooses authenticity over comfort. The world needs men like you, men who think deeply, who feel deeply, who refuse to be reduced to simple categories or expectations, men who are willing to walk alone if it means staying true to themselves. This is not the end of your journey. This is just the beginning. Every day is a chance to go deeper, to understand more, to become more fully yourself. Nietzsche's greatest message was simple: become who you are, not who others want you to be, not who society expects you to be, but who you truly are at your core. You are becoming something powerful, something rare, a man who is not defined by external success, but by internal integrity, a man who chooses depth over comfort, truth over illusion, authenticity over performance. This is your path, your journey, your becoming, and it is beautiful beyond words. If this message spoke to your soul, don't let it end here. This isn't just a video. This is a lifeline for men who are tired of living on the surface, who are ready to go deeper, to become more, hit that like button, not for me, but for every man who needs to hear this message, who needs to know he's not alone in his depth, in his struggle, in his becoming. Share this video, not to get views, but to reach that guy who feels lost, who feels misunderstood, who needs to know there's another way of being a man in this world. Subscribe to this channel, because we're building something here, a community of men who refuse to be defined by society's narrow expectations, men who choose depth over performance, authenticity over comfort. If you want to support this mission, if you believe men need to hear these truths now more than ever, there's a link in the description. Your support isn't just about money, it's about creating a movement, about giving voice to a way of being that most people are too afraid to explore. Your mind matters, your depth matters, your journey matters. Let's keep going deeper.